Hello, hello. It is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for Wellness Astrology, this time for the moon in Taurus. This is where the moon is exalted or at her best, I guess. But the disadvantage here is while this moon is exalted, is that Venus is in Aries, which rules this moon. Um, but she's not in her most favorable spot in the zodiac. Not altogether a bad thing. But the good news is that we have Jupiter stationing direct in Gemini. This could be a very truthful, like almost like truth serum moon. It's also a first quarter square moon. So, like, whatever came up for you at the Aquarius new moon on January 29th could be resurfacing around this time. This is around February 4th and 5th that we're talking about. And so, with Jupiter direct, we have Mars squaring Chiron, Mars in Cancer, where he's not happy. But squaring Chiron wounds. This could be some potent, powerful discussions. But the good news is because Taurus rules the throat and the throat chakra, this could be like truths. And things that like may be painful, but you need to hear them. So if you are having a confrontational conversation around this time, be loving, be compassionate. That's the advantage of having all of the Pisces energy, is that we do have a sense of compassion. So while the person receiving it may not sense your compassion, may not feel your compassion, but if you come from a space of heart and a space of compassion, that could, soothe potentially a spearing piece of information, or something like that. So I do feel like this could bring about some conversations. Venus and Aries, not her favorite place to be, but she does tend to be more feisty. I don't know, there could be, she's more feisty in how she presents herself. Right. So I don't think this isn't the same as like Venus and Scorpio, where it's like she likes it rough. This is more like Venus and Aries is more like, because it's fiery, right? So she's more aggressive or like passionate, wants to let her partner know or let her people know that she loves them. Kind of thing. Maybe a bit more adventurous, that sort of thing. So please remember too, we're in Venus in shadow. And so whatever has been coming up over the last week or so probably will resurface in mid-April. So once again, not a good time to, end and or progress a relationship, because the reality check could come in mid-April, because when Venus stations direct in mid-April, it'll be with Saturn, which is a bit more of a reality check situation. So there's that. Jupiter stationing direct, again, conversations. Jupiter is truth, and Mercury is in Aquarius. And so we have this, and then with Mars squaring Chiron, like all of the Mars working with Chiron, like people's wounds are surfacing, right? And Chiron is still at that 19-degree from that solar eclipse back in April of 2024. So we've got a lot of moving parts here, but a lot of like, what have you been denying? What are you in denial? What are you in a delusion about? And is that delusion affecting your relationships? And so honestly, this could be like some people coming forward, and because there was something about compassion with the Pisces energy, with the truths coming out. Like, let's hit rewind. Some people could be apologizing, or at least asking for forgiveness, for maybe how they treated people between 2020 and 2022, right? I definitely saw people in my life turn a whole different person in 2020 and through 2022. And I didn't even know that they were capable of being like that, but they were. And so this could be like people coming back and being like, I'm really sorry that I was like that towards you. Um, because maybe they see the value that they miss in that relationship uh that they were a certain way about. So we'll see how this plays out. But I mean, I feel like with a lot of truth coming out right now in many, many ways, but it could also just be like, with people's I posted the blog post about like the psychic senses. And that's how I've had a lot of people re-enter my life over the last year and a half or so, is like their psychic senses came online and they were like, what the fuck? And they realized that I did astrology and I did spirituality stuff. They came to me and they were like, why am I experiencing this? Like, what's going on? And that could be a lot of why people kind of come back and say, try to make amends in a relationship, because they are now noticing stuff, their psychic stuff coming online, and they want support around that. And so it'll kind of be like a boundary situation where it's like, be compassionate, but also be like, no, you're not coming in on a free pass. Because there's some things that need to be said, or some amends that need to be made, and things like that. And so this could be a really dicey time for relationships, but I also feel like it could be a good thing, right? Because, Pluto in Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, conversations that could happen could be therapeutic and healing, and could bring humanity a little less divisive, and eliminate, smooth out a little of the polarization that's going on right now. So, anyway, so this could be a not usual feel good first quarter square moon in Taurus, but it also could be, if I feel like everything's kind of a choice, right? Like everything is, you get to choose how it goes, right? So if you want it to go smoothly, it can, but that doesn't mean let your guard down, let your boundaries down. That just means like, okay, I really want you back in my life, but here's like the conditions, so to speak, right? Like here's how this is going to go. We're not going to just do this because you say so, but we are, going to have some conversation around what happened. um so let's see what's up with these cards. All right, well, we got the world in reverse. It's not going the way you thought it was going to go, and you're going to have to adjust course. um and I think this is par for the course for 2025 in general. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. You can think something, your plan is like set in stone, you're rocking and rolling. It is not going to go that way. I have said this from the beginning of 2025 when I put out my 2024 to 2025 forecast. I said that, like I said it. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. It's going to go a different way. You're going to have to change course. You're going to have to adjust your sails. You're going to have to come to different conclusions. You're going to have to be open to things going a different way. I think that's already been proven in the first couple of weeks here of the new administration in the United States. Like, what? But that being said, he's done more in 2 weeks than the previous administration did in fucking 4 years. So there you go. I know people don't like it, but the thing is that 2025 is going to go the way 2025 and beyond, by the way. This is like the next 5 years. And it's astrological. It had nothing to do with who got elected. It just seems like he's doing more than our previous administration did. And maybe even, I don't know. I feel like he does a lot just to fuck with people. Like he's such a Leo. I mean, he's a Gemini, but he's a Leo rising and a Mars and Leo. Like Mars and Leo can be a little aggressive. And I think sometimes he's like entertained by what he does, and I think it's more to fuck with people and get he's one of those people that gets a rise out of people, gets a reaction out of people. And I think that's kind of fun to him, which is not altogether a bad thing, but it's also sometimes very unsettling and rocks our world in ways that maybe we don't like. So um all right, we also got the Page of Cloaks, Page of Wands, Page of Fire. um I mean, this has a lot to do with that Venus and Aries, and also Mars squaring Chiron in Aries. Um, so if we think about Aries rules the self, the I am, um, it's more like okay. I feel like this is like someone's given you something to think about. Someone gave you a harsh piece of information, and you're like looking at yourself in the mirror, like, oh shit. And then you realize that you've got to fix something about your, not fix, but like you've got to work on something about yourself, because to get where you want to get, like you've got to look in the mirror and reevaluate yourself. Um, yeah, and I mean your world in reverse, like things aren't going the way you thought. Well, you're the reason why things aren't going the way you thought. You are the one responsible for how things go for you. Yes, there are external circumstances, but it's all about how you react and respond to those circumstances. That's always how it is. That's not even a 2025 or astrological. That's like, this is how it goes. You are responsible for how you react and respond. And if you respond with a temper tantrum and an emotional explosion every time, maybe time to change that up and really, employ your own ability to work through something, so that, like this is a take a look in the mirror situation. Some information is going to come at you down the pipeline, and you're going to have to take a look in the mirror and get a little bit of a reality check. And I guarantee you, this will not be the last reality check you will get in 2025. So I have been trying to say it since 2024 to prepare yourself for 2025, because shit's about to get really crazy in the next few months. Prepare yourself. Okay. All right. A little lectury. Sorry, not sorry. We got the strength card in the dark magic MAGICK deck. Nurture your diverse talents. Huh. Um, yeah, because we're already hearing about the the work world and job world changing, with AI and with technologies and things, jobs change, job types changing. You're gonna have to find ways to get around that. Man, this is so perfect with that world in reverse card. Where did it go? This is so perfect with that world in reverse. Like your world's getting flipped upside. Somebody out there, whoever needs to hear this, somebody out there, their world's getting flipped upside down. They got to get curious about themselves. The Page of Cloaks upright, and then the Strength card, which is, exploring all your talents. You may think that life was going to go a certain way, but it's not. And now you have to find a different way to to create income, or you have to find a different way to utilize your talents, to implement your talents, not necessarily to create income, but to satisfy and fulfill your heart and soul. Like this is beyond money. This is Venus is in Aries. She wants to be happy. She wants to explore the things that actually fill her heart. And Mars squaring Chiron, which is the ruler of, so okay, you've got Mars squaring Chiron, which is ruling that Venus, and Venus and Chiron's the wounded healer, the great teacher. So you may have to, maybe you've been in the labor world this whole time, like a laborer, but you're being suddenly guided to be a counselor or support young adults in learning life skills, which is very important right now, by the way, is for a lot of people who have skills and skill sets, particularly in the labor world, to shift gears and start acting as a teacher or acting as a mentor, or providing apprenticeships to younger adults who need life skills, because we got a lot of young adults who don't have a lot of life skills. They don't know how to fix things. They don't know how to do anything but play fucking Call of Duty, right? So Call of Duty, Minecraft, whatever. I'm not a gamer. I don't give a fuck about video games. It's not even a priority to me, but I know that that is the reality in many people's worlds. Okay. So anyway, all right, that's a good thing to explore for this Taurus new moon. Taurus first quarter square moon is your talents, your skills, how you can use them differently. I think that's really good for this. So be attentive to that. Something may be coming down the pipeline that gives you a bit of a reality check, and you've got to re explore your options. All right, that's what I got. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next time.